Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Instagram. Level up your stories and highlights. I'm sorry, level up your highlights in your profile. Um, Today is kind of born out of this class was born out of the blueprint for Instagram stories and highlights that we have over in social school. And this is a deep dive into actually creating the branded highlight covers for your highlights in your Instagram account. And confidence is key. And I think that this class, when you leave this class, you're going to have a lot of confidence because you will immediately be able to, right after you get the email that I send you after class. I just didn't want you to look at the instructions while we were talking because I thought you might get distracted. But I have step by step screenshots and instructions for everything that I'm going to show you today. So you're going to see me hopping around and doing this. And quite honestly, I hope that goes well with the hopping around format. But I'm going to be showing you a lot of things, and I want you to know that I've supported and backed that up by creating screenshots and a step-by-step instruction. So you can like do this first, do that. So just so you know that is coming. And after you watch me do it, take your notes and then get that email and print that PDF. Your Instagram will be leveled up and you will be like going out to the grocery store. Hey, yeah, yo, I have an Instagram account. Would you like to see it? Because you'll be so proud of it. And sometimes that confidence is all we need to just share our business more. And we often don't share our business because we're not confident in what we've put out there or how we will be perceived if they see our social media. Not if they meet us and do business with us. We know we got that in the bag. But if they see our social media, it might not match the level of expertise we have in our industry. So that's what this class is about. And I'm really, really appreciative that y'all are here today. So again, this is a continuation or a deep dive into actually how to make your Instagram profile amazing. And the rest of that class is the blueprint class, and that's inside social school. A couple of housekeeping things. For instance, Carol, do you have branded colors? And do you use the Keller Williams brand or do you use your own branded colors?
I have my own brand, Hearts of Texas, but they kind of overlap. I use red and black for both. So
Okay, red and
the
black.
colors are about the same.
Okay. So black is pretty simple. You know, that one's already in Canva, but they're all in Canva, all the colors. But one of the housekeeping things is you're going to want to discover or determine or find whatever your hex colors. Whatever that F23 might BE3D3A. That's the red of Brookylands Bungalow. I've typed it in so many times over the last 10 years that I have it memorized. But I don't have the other four colors memorized. But all of those you can use in Canva to make sure that every time you make a Pinterest graphic or anything else, you can create your little brand in there. So one thing that I want you to do is know that you need to collect whatever those colors are. I know Atesh and I, she's one of my one-on-one clients, and we, we explored so many different options for branding her, and she ended up choosing a color palette that we then used to put into Canva, and she uses that. And you just want to choose a color palette that speaks to you if you don't already have one, who you are and your brand. If you're super professionally, you might not want to use like, neon yellow or something. I mean, maybe so, I don't know. But whatever speaks to you, just stick with that so that your brand looks consistent. So that's going to be important. The other one is you have to have an IG business account or creator account. If your account currently is a personal account, you'll want to switch that over to either or. Angeline, do you have any recommendation on which one they should use and why?
I think business account is the way to go right now because there used to be some advantages to having a creator account over a business account, but they've kind of leveled that playing field. So I think business has the most perks. Yeah. And you can see the insights and now you can save the audio. So it's real easy to switch it. You just go to your account type and switch the type. So
Yeah, super simple. Hamburger icon, top right-hand corner. I'll show you that in a little bit. So you also, in order to do this, need to have a Canva account. Angelin and I have made it super simple for you to have a Canva account, and I believe you get the pro version for free. If you click this, you can try the pro version, but just so you know, these are all of our like tools that we use in our business, and they're on nextchaptersocial.com. You click tools of the trade, and then everything that we ever recommend, we try to put here, including, and I didn't get a chance to do this because I'm waiting on the company to give it to me, but some of these are affiliates, which means we might get like $5 or $2 or whatever it is. I don't even know. But most of the time when you sign up for an affiliate, it gives your client a discount as well. And so the Canva link here, you just click try Canva, and I've already got that open. And then down here are the two plans. The Canva free is totally fine. I actually went into an incognito window because Angelin taught me how to do that. And the free version of Canva does have Instagram highlights for you to choose from. Not as many as my pro account. $119 is the year price, and you can pay by the month. So let's go over there. So just so you know, nextchaptersocial.com, and we've linked Canva there, and it gives you, I think, a month of pro for free to try. Okay, so there's that. Next Chapter Social tools, we've already done that. And then Fonts Art, which I'm going to send you in your email, but that's the first thing we're going to be talking about. So let's go over here to our presentation. Does anybody have, before we move on to that, does anybody have any questions about what we're going to be covering or things that you're hoping that we cover so I can write those notes down? Nope. Okay. All right. I will be very specific about the things we're going to be talking about. So, your Instagram, and lead with serious curb appeal. Very important. The first thing we're going to talk about are the fonts. As you can see here, I don't know if you can really tell or not, but I used the free fonts. I tried to use the free examples that you would be able to find yourself in your free account. But again, if you use pro for a month and leave this class and go do your Instagram, you will be able to use the pro version of the highlights. So you'll have a lot more options. So in your profile that looks like this, the font that you have is just the standard font that comes with your phone, whatever is in there. I don't even know what it's called. But this font was created using an app that you can download on your phone called Fonts Art, Fonts Art. And again, I'm going to share my phone and show you all that in a second. This is just the overview, but you can change that font, not only your Instagram name, which is marketing and social media training right here. This is my example. You can change the fonts, the titles of your highlight covers down here. And then of course, in your bio itself. So that really just kind of it immediately makes your Instagram profile look leveled up because it's different from everyone else's. And in Fonts Art, I could be wrong, but I think there's 22 fonts to choose from. And again, this is one that I have with the free. Oh, Atesh, I see your hand.
So I have a question. So when you do your Instagram stuff, are you doing it on your phone or through the computer?
We will talk about that on my business account. Sometimes I do it through my computer, but 99% of the time I do my Canva stuff for my Instagram through my phone. And I'll show you that in a little bit and exactly why we do.
A lot of times, or every time, I've never done Canva on my phone. I always do it on my computer. So then if I do it on my computer and I've got it saved on my computer, then I feel like I can't really do it on Instagram unless I do Instagram on my computer as well.
Yep.
And exactly. I think I've only been able to log in to Instagram once on my computer because it always gives me like your password issue. So, but on my phone, it works always. So it's like, how do you
That's what the whole
translate
class,
back and forth?
yeah, the whole class is about that exactly. At the end of the day, the final slide that I'm about to show you is specifically how to get your Instagram branded Instagram covers from Canva into Instagram, because that right there is where I tend to lose people, or where I find that people are struggling the most. Like, okay, I can figure out Canva, but I don't know how to get them there. So we're going to actually go through that in a little bit. So the fonts, we're going to go over that. The profile pic. If you notice in this profile pic, I have a black line, a black circle that's an additional circle around my face. The lit up pink that's around that just meant that I had posted a story. And when it's lit up pink, it's kind of like, I call it the hot now sign at Krispy Kreme. Okay. That little circle means it's hot now. That means there's a story there waiting for you. There's a hot donut. That is your hot donut symbol. Okay. So anytime you see somebody's Instagram with the hot now sign, that means there's some treasures behind that little circle. Okay. That you can look and learn more about that person. So that's the Krispy Kreme hot now. But the black line around it, that's something that I added. Now I used black, it's kind of basic on this one, because the examples that I used, and Carol, you know this, many of the realtors that were in that Fair Texas title class were monument realtors, and their colors were this blue and that black. So as my example, I just wanted to kind of, show them that example. And so that's why I used black, but I could have easily used any color of the rainbow as long as I have the hex symbol, or you can use the eyedropper, and I'll show you that too. So the second thing we're going to talk about are those highlight covers. This is kind of what they look like on Instagram, on Canva, but we're going to learn about branded highlight covers, and all of those are down here. And then, of course, learn how to get them from Canva into your Instagram. That is like the duh. I haven't found a lot of people that actually teach that part, which is the technical part, where it's like a hairball and not in a good way. Okay. So first, change your name. What I want everyone to do really quick is, this is an Instagram class. So I thought it would be fun if you clicked the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner of your square. If you hover over the 3 little dots and then go about halfway down, it says rename. I want you to rename yourself. I want you to rename yourself your Instagram account. And then I'm going to take our picture, and this picture will be on the cover of this class in our learning locker. So maybe 5 years from now, you might get some business from it. I don't know. So type out your Instagram name as your name in the top right-hand corner. And then as an example, Next Chapter Social. Put the little @ symbol. That way everyone knows that it's an Instagram handle. If you have a question, let me know.
Where do I find the 3 dots?
You should hover over your square in the top right-hand corner.
So we're changing our name on the Zoom.
On Zoom. So right now, look,
Oh.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second so that you can see your little square where your face is. It says mute, and it has 3 dots. Click those 3 little dots, scroll down to rename, and change it to @your remodeling coach or Colleen Merck, whatever your Instagram account is. Perfect. Yeah. Great. Okay. And then I will change it as well for fun. All right. So before you hop on any other Zoom calls, you might want to change that back eventually. But for now, I am going to do this, and then we're going to take a quick screenshot and everybody's going to smile. Okay, I'll tell you when. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that housekeeping is done. So now that will live on forever. Let me close down on that. Okay, so we've done that. Now, as far as asking questions in class, because I am going to be hopping around back and forth quite a bit and showing you different things on my phone and on the screen, I'm going to ask you to use the chat as a parking lot. When I was a school teacher, I used to teach the teachers, and everybody had a stack of Post-it notes, and they would write their questions, each question on a Post-it note. And then at break, they would all go put them on this big Post-it note on the board, and that was called the parking lot. Then I'd take those off and I would answer them at the end of class. So that's how we're going to work the Q&A at the end of class today. So at 2 o'clock, this class ends, but I'm going to stay on for 30 minutes and do a Q&A wrap up where you can stay on and ask questions and get help, share screen, all that kind of stuff. So use the chat to ask your questions as you think of them so you don't forget. And if I haven't already answered those questions by the end of class, then I'm going to go through the chat and answer them. And if you wouldn't mind, when you do type a question, will you please use a Q before your chat? That way I know it's a question and not just a comment. All right. So the first thing that we're going to talk, or the 3 things we're going to talk about, again, the fonts, the branded highlights, and the profile image. First one we're going to cover are the fonts and the formatting, and how to keep this font, this formatting, when you go and you type it somewhere else, and keep it formatted the way you want it once you put it into your bio. And then this right here, your branded profile. And then third, your branded highlight covers. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this for pretty much the rest of class. And I am going to go home here. And okay, so in your Instagram profile, the way that you get those fonts is by downloading the FontsArt Keyboard Font Maker to your phone. So whether you have the Google Play phone, the Samsung, or the iPhone, this one is available for all of them. And you can just go to your app store, whatever that's called on your phone, and you download this font. Follow those instructions. And again, this is going to be in your email after class. Follow the instructions to add that keyboard to your phone. I am going to find y'all again. I've lost you somewhere. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to share my phone so I can show you. Okay, here we go. Here's our first switcheroo. So y'all all know, oh no, we don't want to do that. Weird. Okay, so I guess I don't need to show you that, but it's basically the fonts maker, and I'm going to share with that in email, share that with you in email, and you just click on it, download it, follow the instructions. It's not a problem. But once you have that, you can toggle between your keyboards and then you can make that font. The next thing is formatting. Does everybody here have notes on their phone? You do? Okay. Beth or Atesh, you have a Samsung or an iPhone?
I have a Pixel, Google Pixel, so I use the app Keep.
Okay. Either way, you all have some sort of notes feature on your phone. What Atesh brought up was very, very key to this class, and that is that everybody has a problem with making things on their phone and Instagram not allowing you to do a lot of those changes on the computer. And people use Canva on their computer, Instagram on their phone, and it's very hard to toggle between the two. So if you, in addition to downloading your fonts maker, you want to download Canva as the app on your phone, and it's very easy to use. And everything that you save or create on Canva on your phone, it saves to your camera roll immediately. So you don't have to worry about Atesh creating it in your computer, emailing it to yourself, opening it up in your phone, saving it. It's just a whole process, and it eliminates that for you. So if you have your notes feature, which I do, I'm gonna pull that up. When you pull up your notes feature, let me see where that went. Anything that you type out in that notes feature that format will maintain when you copy and paste it into your profile on your Instagram. Does everybody know how to edit their profile on their Instagram? Yes? Sort of. Okay, Colleen, I'll show you that too. So making a birthday list for my friend there, sorry. Okay, so whatever you type in your notes, I would suggest because you're downloading the app, the extra keyboard to your phone, I highly recommend that you use the notes feature on your phone. And in order to use your once you use the notes feature on your phone, then you can copy and paste it with your phone, your finger right into your Instagram. And I'm going to pull that up really quick. Okay, so I'm going to go to Brookylands Bungalow because that's the one that allows me to change. On your computer, you can access your Instagram in your business profile and just click edit profile. And in your bio right here, that's where if you just type it in there, it doesn't save your formatting. But if you type it in your notes feature first, it does. Angeline, do you mind after this if we share that thing that we did with the other class that's the bio maker so they'll know what to type in there?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I can. Do you need me to email that to you?
No, that's fine. I just didn't that's in another class, but it's really helpful. And I know some of you already have it, but it literally tells you step by step what you should put in your bio. And so that way when you go to create it, you say the right things and it's cute. All right. The next thing, all this part is sort of like housekeeping. You've got two apps that I want you to download, Canva and the Font Maker onto your phone. And then I want you to use your notes to type your bio and format it. And now I'm going to go back over here to Team Brooklyn Test to show you. Somebody a couple of days ago maybe had sent me their profile. And the issue with their profile was that it was just one big paragraph, I guess. And that paragraph wasn't formatted as a bulleted list. They say, meaning all the Instagrammers and YouTubers that I've watched for all these classes, that emojis help draw the eye. And if you're consistent with your emojis, it looks cleaner. I used to use all different kinds of emojis, but stick to one emoji that speaks to your brand and use that as your bullets when you're making your list. You can see 4 lines here. Those 4 lines, it took me probably an hour of playing with this. Once you move this over from notes, you type it in notes first. You can use that. You're going to use that worksheet that we're going to send over. Once you type that out, you have to eliminate unnecessary words and really choose words that have the most impact, because you don't want things to be more than 4 lines. If they are, then they get truncated and you can't see them. So for this, use Canva templates, make branded highlights, save new graphics as covers, level up your curb appeal. I use the lines to describe the class. I just thought, why not? For you, you would want to use the step-by-step, put this on the first line, this on the second line from that worksheet. But as far as formatting them goes, use your phone because that's where your emojis are. Use your phone, use your notes feature or your keep feature, and then use that keyboard. Save all of it, copy and paste it with your finger, go over to your Instagram, edit profile, pop that in your bio, click save, and then play with it. You can go back to your bio through the Instagram feature and edit that. And it will still keep the format. You can just edit a word or whatever you need. If you're using your specialized fonts, you'll need to edit it on your notes feature and keep copying and pasting it back until it looks just like you want it. And you're going to have to flip back and forth a few times on that. Are there any right now while I'm just sitting on that? I know we're going to wait till the end for the bigger questions. Is there any questions on the copy paste and why you do it in your notes versus doing it in your profile? I can't see y'all, so it's kind of hard. Okay. All right, good. That's good.
I will just say that it is 150 character limit in your bio. So if you going back and forth between your notes and your bio it's good, but you may find that you're running out of characters, and if that's the case, that's why. So I will sometimes put it, before I drop it into my bio, I'll put it in a word counter.net. You can pick one of those and just make sure that how many characters are in there, so that if I need to edit it, because you can only change your profile so many times. So you want to have it right before you change your profile, and your name. Both of them have to be right. It will lock you out. I think you can only change it twice in 2 weeks. Isn't that right, Brooklyn?
Not your profile, not your bio.
But your name.
Your
just
name.
The part. I thought it was the whole thing, but
no. I
okay.
For Team Brooklyn test or whatever, when I was practicing this, I probably did it 20 times.
Okay, good. That's good. Yeah. So just the part where she says marketing and social media training, that's the part you can't change if you accidentally, which happened to us at the beginning, because I think we saved it once and we couldn't change it for 2 weeks. So just be careful that you're not really playing around so much in the Instagram itself. Like, play outside and test your characters.
I know. I love that advice. And the 150 is important. And what she just said, there's also, if you go to Google and go to the Google Doc, there's also in there in tools in Google Doc, you can count your words as well. So long story short, it's going to make a really big impact on the people who come to your Instagram. If your font is different, notice that I'm consistent with the font that I use. So it's not too busy and it's easy to read. You're consistent with the emoji that you use, but you do use some sort of emoji. You make it a list, not a paragraph. In today's day and age, literally no one reads. So even for this class specifically, I not only took the description, but then I broke the description down into images, just to make sure everybody knew what they were going to get, because it's not that people can't read. It's that we're all so darn busy because we have 40 different distractions every 3 minutes. So make your Instagram profile easily readable. People will appreciate that, and it will stick out from everybody else's. And if you layer that with that worksheet we're going to send you, oh my gosh, it's going to blow you away. And you'll be wanting to send everyone to your Instagram. So all these things are things you can do immediately, and they're all coming in the email so that they'll be easy for you to do, and you don't have to worry about finding Fontsart. All right, so just going through my little notes here, making sure. So fonts and formatting, I think we've covered that. Your branded profile pics. This is my favorite part. All right, so we're at Canva now, canva.com. Most people are pretty familiar with this, but I think some of the features I'm going to show you today, you might not know about. When you get to canva.com, you're going to search for what you're looking for. And in this case, we're looking for Instagram highlights, highlight cover. Okay. Now, with that being said, you can also niche down to your industry. They have some specifically for social media. I noticed they had some for real estate. So you can be even more specific. and try to find some that are more specific so that you're whittling them down, because there are a lot, especially if you get that free pro version. Let me, maybe I got too specific. Hold on. I already have this
So
other window.
Brooklyn,
Uh-huh.
can I ask a question? The part of my package, my branding package that I bought, she made highlight covers for me.
Yeah.
So I've already got those. So it's saved to my computer. Again, this is something that I'll learn how to move that to
Yes.
Instagram.
Put all your questions in the chat. And if
Okay.
I don't answer them by the end of this hour, because we only have 27 more minutes for me to get through this, but if I don't answer that by the end, in the 30 minutes afterwards, we'll cover that for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so here are just some examples. And see this one right here that's scrolling? The first page is all of them together. Every page after that is them individually. Okay. The Instagram highlight covers are the little circles that you see underneath your profile. This one right here is the one that I started to edit prior to class, just so that I could show you those things. And I'm just going to go through here and kind of show you. There was one for real estate that I saw. There's also a lot for like this is botany. I don't know. It's just somebody that likes flowers or something. Christmas highlight covers, so you can change them for the season, kind of like you're putting out your welcome mat and your, one's fall or whatever. You can definitely do that. But if you scroll through these, what I want you to see is there are lots of different pre-designed ones that are no-brainers, and they'll make you look amazingly professional on your account. So I'm going to click this real estate one real quick, just for fun. Okay. And I really liked that this one was black and white, but I'm going to show you that once you click the one that you like, it will pull it up and allow you to customize it. Let me get out of this. So now we're in the this is called the editing window. And down here where it says 24%, I always move that up to like 50% so that I'm not, squinting, and it's easier to, some of this stuff is really small. And you can also fill the page and make them big like that. I'm just going to do 50 so you can see everything at one time. All right. So what you do is you click on one of the highlights. You come up here to the color and you change the color to your branded color. For us, here's the color palette for Next Chapter Social. It's already in here. I'm going to click the pink and see that little circle around it. But what a lot of people miss here is down here in the bottom left-hand corner, it gives me the option of changing all. So I'm going to click change all. And now all of a sudden, all of them have changed to our branded color and kept that white. Isn't that fun? And it's super easy, not hard at all. And notice it changed all the individual ones as well. So when you do that, you can also change the font. So here I'll do our branded font, which is also preloaded in here. So see that house is the typewriter font of our brand. And notice down here again, you click change all and all of them will change. So the Q&A, sold, team, house, then this font right here, I'm going to change that one to Better Saturday. Ew, goodness. So that might take some finagling. But make it a little smaller. And it's very easy to edit it because you just drag and drop. And now I'm going to, Let's see, did it let me do that? Let's see if I can do that really quick because it didn't show up. 1 second. Oh, change all. So I'm going to change all to Better Saturday, but you see how that font is bigger. So I'm going to have to go in and adjust each one. So it will take some, maneuvering, but if you use one of these predetermined ones, you can literally get this done in about 20 minutes after class. And then you save them to your highlights, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So this one specifically is called Real Estate Instagram Highlight Covers Minimal Black and White. You can leave it black and white. That's not a problem. But if your colors are black and red, then it's super easy to change it to black and red. And again, I've got the step-by-step instructions for that. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make one from scratch. Okay. So we're going to go over here to home. I am going to, and I'll show you why in a second. You noticed how, well, let me show you really quick. Instagram. I'm going to go back because I want to show you something. Let me get back in here real quick. You notice how it's all on the Instagram story sized page? You notice that? So not this one. Let's go to this one. See, that fits perfectly in an Instagram story. You notice that? Yes. Okay. That's for a reason, and I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to go to home and I'm going to create a custom one. What I do here is I just type in Instagram story. All right, I'm going to pick a blank one. Just create a blank. So now I have a blank Instagram story, just a blank page. You go over to the left to elements. I love this. Okay, and you would type in circle frame. Oh, it would have, I'm like, why is that not spelled? Why is that pulling up? Hold on. Okay, so you see the circular frames here? You have just a circle, and then you have an actual frame. So I can click that right there, go up to my uploads. All I did was click on the circular frame. When it has the little picture inside of it, that means, I won't do that. I'll use Cappy. Okay, hold on. That didn't work. You drag it over and it automatically puts it into the circle. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to get rid of that. So this picture over here that I've already uploaded, you go to upload files. When you upload files, you can literally drag and drop any pictures. Let me find a picture I can drag and drop so you can see what that looks like. Okay, I'll just do this. I will drag and drop this QR code. It's not gonna drag and drop because I'm uploading. All right. So that one's gonna upload. Any picture that you have in your uploads, you can just drag over and you hover over that, and as soon as you hover over it, it centers it for you. Now you can go back to elements. You can add that circle for the outside of it, and you can change that circle to whatever color that you want. For us, obviously, I would use pink or black or whatever color. And then you would simply see this little plus in the top right. You would click plus. It's going to create a whole nother one. And then all you do is go back to your uploads, choose another fabulous picture. Why is this not changing? Hold on, let me take Cappy off of there. There we go. Gonna move my face over there. That was me in the morning. It's terrible. But then again, I need to go over to my elements. I'm gonna put this circle back. Okay, make it pink. All right, so now I've got 2 highlight covers. Now, if you do not want it to have your face or your friend's face or your morning face or whatever, just repeat this. And you would literally take that one off and just do a blank one. So that's a blank circle. So the blank circle, you couldn't see it, but I put a line on it, a circle around it. You could go over here to your elements, and let's say it's a house for real estate, or actually, yeah, let's do a house. This one's pretty simple. And you would just put that in the center like that. Then I'm going to repeat it. And then go down here. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to do a hammer for Colleen. I typed Colleen. I was thinking hammer. Okay. Let's do this one. That one's actually kind of cute. And so you can find it's called elements. They're just cute little symbols that you can use for your highlights. So Colleen, yours might be tools of the trade. You might have a highlight of all the different Ryobi tools that you use, or whatever it is that you use. And so that would then, your title of that highlight would be tools of the trade. Let's see. Go through here. When you are creating this little highlight cover, you can also do things. Let me erase all of these. They don't always have to be circles. Let's do a background. Swatch. See if I can find it. Okay. This one right here, I'm going to edit the image. Actually, I'm going to, okay. Do you see that background that's like a texture? There are a lot of Instagram accounts that use ones like this so that it looks like it's almost floating. You know, it doesn't have that clean edge. This would be really good for someone that does an esthetician or does holistic, nutrition or something like that. Let's see. You can also, let me do one more, the pink one. So let me move this off of here. But I do want y'all to see that. See how these are layered? That looks really good as well. So don't be afraid to play with it. I layered all of these. And it's kind of a hand-drawn. Then you go over here to elements and you can put rose. And maybe it's your rose collection or something like that. I don't know. But either way, your highlights can be like this. So now what we're going to do is I've shown you how to create the highlights. Remember, ask your questions in the chat and we'll go back over specific steps if I'm moving too fast. But now I'm going to show you how to save these to your Instagram on your computer. Now, I'm praying. I got tripped up a little bit earlier because when I went to share my phone, it did not work. And that is the power of technology. I'm going to stop sharing really quick. Reshare. AirPlay. And let's go. That is so strange. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh. Yay. All right. So happy. All right. So now what we're going to do is what I want you to see here is I'm going to go to my Canva app. My Canva app is right here. Because I created them on my computer, it was easier to do, right? It was bigger, wasn't my little fat finger moving things around. But when I go to my app on my phone, those things that I just did should be there. Okay? See? They were all there on my app on my phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this rose one, for instance. In the top right-hand corner, do you see the little download button? I'm going to download them. So I created them on my computer. I uploaded them, or I downloaded them to my phone from my app because it's the same. So that's just saving it. I apologize about that. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here to my Instagram, to my test account. Don't mind me just scrolling over there. All right. In order to get something saved as a highlight, it has to have been posted as a story first. Okay. Highlights are just permanently saved stories. So in order to get it into your highlight, it has to be posted as a story first. So I'm going to go and I'm going to create a hot now sign. Okay. Krispy Kreme donut on my face. So I'm in the top left-hand corner on Brooklyn. I'm going to click on it. And hot diggity dog. Look at all those Instagram story highlights right there. Okay, so I'm going to click on my rose. Okay. And then I'm not going to post to my stories yet because I want you to see something. If I go back, do you see the little select multiple? Now, if I had done all these pretty and they all look the same, that would be great. But now I'm about to screw up my Instagram account, but it's okay because this is all practice. It's a practice account. I only have one follower and I think it's me. Okay, so I'm going to select multiple. Click, 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 click. And then I'm going to click the little go, share. Go, share. These are technical terms. Okay, so now that my hot now symbol's there, okay, I will tell you, for those of you who are a little bit of a perfectionist, don't freak out, but these stories have to stay up there for 24 hours. You can't post that picture of a rose, save it to your highlights, and then go back and delete it because it looks ugly. Okay, you can't do that. Because if you delete it, then it deletes from your highlight too. All right. So now I've created my pretty covers on the computer, opened them in Canva on my phone, saved them to my camera roll, uploaded them all to my stories. Now I'm going to go to my stories. I had to talk for a second because I needed them to be done uploading. And my, let's go back. My rose highlight, do you see at the bottom of your screen or my phone screen? It says highlight. Everybody see that? Okay. I'm going to click highlight. Now it's asking me to save it as a new highlight or add to an existing one. Okay. I'm going to create a new one just to show you how to do that. I'm going to create a new one. Oh, I'm clicking on my computer. Sorry. Clicking on that. And I'm going to call this Rosie. Or just Rose, whatever. I'm going to call it Rose. So, or flowers. How about, or, ooh, Colleen, you'll appreciate this one. I'm going to call it My Garden. Colleen loves her garden. So, My Garden. And I'm going to click add. Actually, so sorry. Now that I have this pulled up, I'm going to show you how to do it with the special fonts. I'm going to go down here. You see the little world in the bottom of my thing? Click the world. And I'm going to use my special font. See how some of them are locked? I'm going to do this one. My Garden. Okay. I'm going to view on profile. Now you can see where it says My Garden. You see how I picked a more feminine version font that goes with that? And you see how light and ethereal it is? That would really go with someone's brand, not mine. None of my brands are, speak to that, but It's something different, and you can literally play with a bazillion elements and choose anything you want. But when you first figure out what you want your highlights to be, when you focus, you can find. When you focus on what you want your highlights to talk about, then you can go to the elements and find images that represent that. And so it's really easy to create your highlight covers. All right. So now I'm going to go back to my hot now symbol, and I'm going to go to this house. All right. And I'm going to highlight it, but I am going to change it. I'm sorry. I'm going to add it to an existing one. So I'm going to go to about. So it's added to the about. Now I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to go to the about. Two things. Before I go to the about highlight, do you notice that my garden is now moved over? Okay. When you get these in a perfect order, just know it's not going to stay like that. The highlight that you've most recently edited is the one that's going to show up first. So if you want your about, frequently asked questions, contact me today, whatever, if you want a certain highlight to show up first, you have to go in before you exit and doodle. Even if you erase the name and retype it and push save, whatever you do, if you want that one to show up first, just go dawdle around in it for a second, click save, and it will keep it over to the left. So what I want you to see is I'm going to click on about, and that is the current highlight. That's the current cover. Okay. This little mirror. I'm going to go to more in the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm going to click edit highlight. See at the top, it says edit cover. Edit your cover. Choose the picture you want it to be. So I'm going to click over here to that, and I'm going to click done. Ooh, okay. Wait a minute. Do you notice what I did wrong there? I did not move it. So see, my highlight is over here. It doesn't look right. So I'm going to go right back into there. I'm going to click more again. I'm going to edit the highlight. I'm going to edit my cover, and I'm going to move this down. See, I can move it around, but since this is white, that's really hard to see. So I'm pinching it bigger. Man, they don't make that easy. Okay. Now let's see if that works. Then. A little better, still not perfectly centered, but it's a lot better than it was. So you've got instructions coming to you for both creating a new highlight and editing an existing one. If you go over here to, if you see my Brickylands bungalow, I have never had board covers on mine because I always just use the recent picture. And so for the bungalow last year, my picture on that one that I saved with the pumpkins, I always just use pictures. But just researching for this class made me want to go back in and change that up a bit. Just know that you can change it. You can use images if you want, but you can create really clean images, not like I have here, but you can create clean images by putting that little circle around them and just making it look like you styled it on purpose. And it just gives it a little bit of a cleaner look. And so that right there looks a lot cleaner than something that's just hodgepodge like that. See the difference? So play around with that. Know that you have to have, let me stop sharing for a second. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, I want to show you how to do the branded profile picture. It's the same exact way as you did the highlights with the circle around it, but instead you would click on edit your profile, edit your picture, choose from library, and see I did one for her purposely because I knew her face would be there. You can pinch it and make it bigger or expand it, however you want to say that. And there you go. So I'm going to push done. Done. All right. So she has a little hot now around her because I have those stories in there. Remember, don't erase those stories after you do it. And you can change that circle. That circle, all I typed in to elements was circle frame. Picture or an empty circle or a complete circle, however you want, whatever you want to do there. There's 3 different ways to do that: an empty circle, a picture circle, or you could do the swatch of a swatch background. Type in swatch background. That's also on the instructions though. All right. So branded highlight covers your profile and your fonts. And I really liked that example of the rose with the slanted because it does look a little bit more feminine. All right, so that's right at 1:58. Do y'all have any questions for me? Let's see. I create in Canva on my computer and save it. Question, I need to know how I can move my IG highlight covers to, okay. All right, so the ones that you got, so what she's saying is, and if you also want to know this, I think this is super important to note. If you go to Etsy or you go to creativemarket.com, write both of those down, Etsy or you already know Etsy, but creativemarket.com. You can do Instagram highlight. Okay. And Etsy has a lot of really cute versions. These right here download straight to your phone. You can go into your, when you get the email, when you purchase these, the Etsy seller will customize them for you. So if you don't want to use Canva to do your own, you can have someone do it for you. And Etsy, you could play on here all day with how many that they have. And a lot of them are custom. And a lot of them it literally gives you the Canva link. So it automatically uploads these into your Canva for you so that you can edit them using Canva. And they're already there when you click the link. It's amazing. It's mind blowing boggling how everything, works together. But anyways, Atesh got some made through Etsy. And so that link that she sent you, when you download them, you can email them to yourself or just upload them from your phone from that email where she sent it. There's a couple of different ways to do that. But if they were Canva friendly, then you download your Canva app on your phone, pull them up on your phone and just download them to your computer. And then again, save them as stories. All of these come with a story version with one highlight on each one. Super, super simple. Creativemarket.com, same thing. But Creative Market is the Etsy for graphic artists. So they have even more. You could get lost in this. Instagram cover. Okay. All right. And yeah, there's thousands of them. It's taking forever to even upload, but really fun. And see, it's just showing you here that the one plane is put on a story format so that you can upload it to your story and save it. Just make sure that you edit it and pinch it and get it big or shrink it down before you save it. And if you do save it, you can go back and edit it again. It's not a problem. Okay. All right. Yay, that feels good. I feel like we covered a lot. Hopefully that helped. Look for that email from me with the step-by-step instructions. And we'll also include the bio, the up-level your bio worksheet as well. And that's super helpful. and very easy to follow. It just fill in the blanks. Any other questions?
I asked another question. Can you add your photos? So like pretty much the only content on my Instagram is photos and the one reel that I made and the class that I took, the DFW class. So I only have one reel and then everything else is photos from posts that I've made in the past. So can those photos go into those highlight covers so that they'll be in a category?
Okay, so your question is the stuff that's on your feed already.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So let me share and show you that. When you go to, all right, I'm going to share this. All right. Anything that you share to your stories can be saved as a highlight. That's going to be helpful.
Natasha, you can't go directly from a feed post to a highlight. It has to go like feed post to stories and then to highlight.
Right.
Oh.
So,
Got it.
Yeah,
But
I've
you
never
can
done a
push it.
story.
But you
I've
can
only
push
done-
it to, but you can push any of your feed posts to story. Is I'm sure that's what Brooklyn's about to show you.
Yeah.
Is how you push it to story and then you can save it. So yes, you can.
right.
Okay.
So, okay, here's another thing about that. And this is in social school in the blueprint for stories and highlights.
Mhm.
Super important. When people first come to your page, to your Instagram page, they're wanting to check you out. And a
Mhm.
lot of times they'll go to their highlights first, go to your highlights. You might have about me, policies, upcoming events, or you could have workshops, whatever your highlights are. We already kind of talked about that. That way,
Mhm.
the tire kickers that come around just to see what you're about, they can read about you, your
Mhm.
family personally, and you can share all that. But if you have something that was a long time ago on your feed, they might not scroll all the way down to find that. So like you're saying, you might want to save that to your story so that you can feature it in a highlight. So like what I'm about to show you is I'm going to go to one of my posts. Okay. There's my top post, right? My most recent post. When you click this arrow, it asks me if I want to post it to my story. I'm going to say post to my story. Now it's in the hot now, right? So I'm back in my stories. There it is. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm going to go here. There's my first story today, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. There's my seventh. I've shared something from my feed to my story, and now I'm going to save it as a highlight in Garden. Of
But I
course,
thought you said it takes 24 hours to be a story before it can be a highlight.
no, stories disappear after 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Story will disappear after 24 hours, but if you've saved it to a highlight, it will always show up in the highlight.
Okay, so you can save it immediately to highlight. Okay.
Yes, it will automatically, I'm sorry, it will immediately save to your highlight. But what I was saying is this right here, okay,
Mhm.
I might have, I might not want to post that as a story, right?
Right.
Why, like, oh, that's not good. It bothers me that that's in my stories, right?
Right.
I can't delete that right now because if I do, watch what happens. Delete.
Can I share a workaround with
Yeah.
you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so on your, let's say, let's go right real quick. Go to your stories.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was getting over to you. Let me go back over here.
Yeah, and you'll have to keep sharing, but I'll walk you through it because there is a way that you can pull just a highlight cover from your camera roll
Okay.
and not have it be a story. So if you'll just go to insert, this is just a workaround, but if you'll just go to your story, okay. Sorry, go to your stories.
Uh-huh.
Then let's say you want to push at the bottom, it says save to highlight.
Uh-huh. You want me
Okay,
to
so go to highlight, and then there you want to put new.
Uh-huh.
And then let's see. It should,
I think what you were showing, I know exactly what you're talking about. I
yes,
saw it.
because you can add a picture from your camera roll.
Yes. So, okay, okay, what she's saying is when you go to your highlights, so I'm going to click on test. I'm going to click on more. I'm going to click on edit highlight. In the top, I'm going to click edit cover.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, what she saw here was this little camera icon. So I'm going to click on that. Now it's going to let me choose whatever I want to choose.
And it doesn't have to technically be on your stories, which is just, a nice little bonus.
That is nice because that was not the case. Okay, so see now I've saved that picture from my camera roll, but it is not hanging out in my stories for 24 hours. Prior to this class, or actually Blueprint, because that's the last time I looked at that. But prior to the social school class, as far as I know, you could only save not current stories as your cover. So let's do this really quick. So I'm going to go here, story highlight. Okay. I'm going to click on this one next. And let's say houses, or I'm going to say for sale. Maybe you have your current listings there. I'm going to edit the cover. I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to change it to one of those. So when you save your Canva story highlights to your camera roll, you can now save them directly to that. So that's really nice. So if you don't want to save them to your highlight first, your story first, you can just try that. Now it makes me want to go do a whole bunch of other things and see if anything else is doing. Anyways, did that confuse anyone or help you?
I think it's good to know that you can do all these things. I just have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have a very simple little step-by-step instructions that's going to help you immensely. Just follow those instructions. There's like 12 steps, I think. Super easy to do. And it's going to make a very big impact. It's going to create an amazing curb appeal. And I know, and I keep referring back to realtors, but every one of us wants to feel confident when we send people to our social media. And when we feel confident, for instance, when you clean your house, all of a sudden you're okay if people come over, right? Okay, so this is no different. When you clean your house or all your laundry's done or whatever, all of a sudden you want to see and be seen. Okay, so that's the same thing. And I think this class is so pivotal to your confidence in wanting to produce more content because you feel confident about the top part, welcoming people over. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. We will be sending you the replay so that you can watch this later or go back and refer to anything that I've said or Angelin has said. And again, look for your email. And I really appreciate y'all being here today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.